Hello. I don't know how to communicate with anybody. I don't know if you can see me or not. How do I have one viewer? Who is that person? How does this work exactly? Hello? Hello, is anybody there? Hello? Hello, is anybody there? Five viewers. Ooh. Now, how do I interact with you guys? I got a chat box here, group chat, but I don't know how you guys are supposed to talk to me, because I'm just staring at a webcam, talking to myself. Hello? Question mark? Is there a group chat anywhere on your screen? Because I can't really see anything. It's not working at all. Oh, people say they see me, but that's not showing up in my chat. What's the point of the group chat if nobody else is in the chat? How can people ask me a question? Oh, hey, look, it's Thomas Dingus. I'm selecting his question. That's not a question. We could talk about Thomas Dingus all day. He is a bit of an enigma. We got Martin. Okay. Alright. Does anybody have any question at all? Done answering the question. Well, this looks kind of cool. I mean, it looks like you could have like a whole thing in here. But I don't see any way for there to be like a chat thing. Like, I've got a chat box here, but I'm the only one in it. It says group chat. Got no idea what that is. I am the only member of the video call. Oh, okay, so the group chat is for people in the video call. This is bizarre. Oh, crap. No. Alright. Well, there's no chat. This thing doesn't work at all. How are you supposed to, like, broadcast or something? Because we don't have group chat. People talking on Twitter. It seems like I need to actually go to the YouTube page in order to see what people are saying. They could be saying anything. Anything at all. Where is my YouTube page? Oh no. This is not good. Right in the video there is a link for questions and answers. I clicked it. There we can chat. Oh, I see. Well, that's cool. So you guys can do that. There's a link in the video where you could ask me a question. I see test from David Sorensen. It's good. I saw Thomas Dingus's question, but I got no one else's. Oh. Thomas, can't you tell him how it works? I think we cannot enter the video chat. Only ask text questions. Yeah, I think that's it. Well, how do I... Oh, maybe I can invite you. But I think you have to be in my circle. Add to circle. Well, this is all very confusing. I mean, the main reason I ran this thing is that I wanted to test it out before doing a full one, you know, sending out an email telling people there's going to be a Google thing when really I don't know how it works. It's all very confusing. I got like a control panel, all sorts of stuff here. I see and listen to you. Yeah, so you guys can only ask text questions, which is fine. So, ask a text question. You guys have just got statements. Hey, here's an idea. There's a lot of questions about people already sent in questions on the Architecture Academy. I could answer those. Do a plug on my test broadcast. Because why not? What's the price? What's the price of the Architecture Academy? That's a good question. That's what everybody wants to know. Well, it's going to be about $500, roughly. That's about what it was last time, but I'm going to be adding in a newer level underneath that called the basic level for people that don't want to pay for all those bonuses and stuff, so you can just get the training. So that'll be cool if people want that. Somebody else asked, will you do live video sessions? No, but there will be focus critique sessions, so you can send in your artwork. I will record myself scribbling over it with a pen, and then there'll be that. What is required from the applicant to join? Money. That's what's required. Yeah, it's a paid product. I mean, come on. Come on. You don't think I'm doing this just for free? I want to charge the bill to my company, and therefore I need a bill with price including sales tax. Is that possible? Yes, it does include sales tax. I don't think there is any tax on an internet product. There's no taxes. What exactly is the Architecture Academy? Now there's a question. The Architecture Academy is an online training course, and it teaches you how to create architectural scenes using Blender and Cycles. So it goes for 10 weeks. It teaches you how to do scenes like lounge rooms, museums, and how to create furniture. It's a whole thing. It's got a forum. It's a membership portal. That's what it is. What other questions do we have here? I could make up a question. I could plant a question. You know, I have my business, whatchamacallit, business coach suggest that I do a live call and then I plant a question, like I pretend somebody asked a question and go like, Why is it such a great course? And then I'll get good question, and then I'll answer my own question. And I say, that sounds cheesy and dishonest. And then he gave me like a 10-minute lesson on what's immoral and what's not. And I was like, I still don't trust it. I'm a fan of your work and very much looking forward to this release. I have not yet to try your Nature Academy. Here is my question. Should I start there first, or is the order not important? No, the order's not important at all. The Nature Academy and the Architecture Academy, the only way they're connected is via the name. That's the only way. Everything else is just separate. Now let me go back to the Hangout here. Maybe see if somebody else has any questions. Nope, still no new questions. It's all the same old stuff. So there's 14 people. Nobody has any. Got any Blender questions? You know what I like about this? Is that the way the light hits it, you can see every single pimple and mistake on my face. That's the perfect lighting. You not have... Oh, I'm supposed to share this link. Hang on. Blender Nation says I should share this link. Here's the proper link. Join me on Google Hangout. Live now. All right. What's your opinion on the Gooseberry Pilot? Hey, there's a question. Huh. I will answer that. How do I do that? I'll 1+ it. Oh, hang on. Select. There we go. Good question, Thomas Dingus. What is my opinion on the Gooseberry Pilot? None whatsoever, although I think it's much better than the movie idea, because raising that kind of cash in that sort of time with that sort of campaign, it's not going to happen. I thought the feature film was stretching pretty far, and honestly, it's not like the feature film is just going to die. It's just going to be put on hold. And I mean, really, if anything, I think it's the correct way to do it anyway. Like, it should have started with a pilot. At least something better than the teaser, because the teaser did not tease anything. All it did was tease confusion and ambiguity. So I think the pilot is actually a great idea. I think it gives them a chance, in 10 minutes to entice people to turn it into a feature film. That seems to be a new format that a lot of short films are taking now. It's what Colin Levy is going to do for his next short film that I might be a part in. He's going to try and make it a pilot, so that's cool. Anyways, done. That's my opinion on the Gooseberry Pilot. Thank you for actually asking a question. What other questions have we got here? I have no questions so far. Just woke up and my brain has to boot. Well, Martin, you could have thought of something. Alright, well, we got nothing else here. How long have you been making the Architecture Academy? Oh, look, I can answer that one. We have an actual question. Yes, I've been making it for... I started it when I was in Non-Sun, which was 2012, I think. So, over almost 2 years, I think it was, since I started it. And it's been an ongoing learning process, basically, of testing out things, trying to figure out how it all works, reading books, interviewing people, trying to find all the information. In fact, check it out. You want to see the biggest book that I've ever seen? And it's on the most boring topic. This is what I bought online. It was the biggest mistake of my life. The Interior Design and Space Planning. And look how thick that is. And if you think it's exciting, check this out. Let me show you what's inside it. Wonderful diagrams that explain nothing. It was like somebody's scribbles, you know? Like he was just like, well, I mean, this is how I work, so why don't I just put all my work in a book? Anyways, it was recommended by some architecture community. They're like, this is a must-have book. So I bought it, and it's just been this big, giant paperweight ever since. I think I might, I don't know what I'll do with it, because I'm not taking it back to Australia. Like, I mean, I don't know how many kilos that is, but that's a lot. Hi, Chloe. Oops. Hi, Andrew. Huh. Anyways, yes, as I said, about 2 years. There we go. All right. Well, we don't have any more questions. Oh, what are the system requirements for the Architecture Academy? Huh. That's a good question. Select. The system requirements are really, there isn't any. I mean, obviously there's a bare minimum. Like if you can't even like render, a simple tiny little scene of like a monkey on a plane, the Suzanne head on a plane without your computer just crashing, then you've got a problem. But the thing is, like a GPU, that's always good, and that's what you'll need if you want to, render quickly. So if you have a good GPU, then that's going to help you. But you can always rely on CPU. So that's the thing. Like I have a scene going at the moment, which maybe I can even share it with you. Hang on a second. I can get this thing up and running. How do I share my screen? There's a button for it. Share my screen. Screen share. Select a window to show in the video call. This one. Start screen share. Oh! Oh, we went into Inception for a moment there. Okay, so this is... No, that's not the scene I was going to show you. So, for example, I've got one of the tutorials that's in the Architecture Academy. There's this one here that I'm working on. This is the biggest, most elaborate scene I think I've ever worked on. And I know this because it's really slowing down. Like when you click something, it takes a while for it to respond. Like look how long it's taking just to load this thing up. Ugh. But it's like a forest scene, so it's got a lot of foliage and stuff. But anyways, my point is, here it is. My point is that you can always fall back on CPU. So you got GPU and you got CPU. Is this actually being broadcast? Oh, it is being broadcast. That's cool. So hang on. So it's got a whole bunch. I mean, this tree's in the background there as well, which if you turn that off, you'll see. And then when rendered, it looks like. Let me actually show you. Looks like this. So there's just a little animation of it or whatever. That was all I could do last night. 40 frames of animation. Yeah, so that's how long trailers take to make. But anyways, my point being is that you can fall back on CPU. So this scene is like at the brink of my GPU capabilities because the memory usage for all of these trees and the grass and everything else is more than the RAM that I've got on the GPU basically. So it's almost at the point where it's going to crash. So what I would do, if you're following along at home, you don't have that good of a computer, you can always use CPU. That's no problem at all. Like, you won't lose anything by using CPU. So that's what I mean when I say system requirements or whatever. Now this is gonna... Oh no, turn that off. Oh. Whew. Okay, there you go. So, yeah, hopefully that answered your question. It's the same question I have whenever anyone asks me, like, with Blender, like, what are the good system requirements to do anything? It's like, I mean, I've done stuff on a MacBook Air. Like, it's just a matter of when you hit render, do you want to sit there for 1 week? Do you want to sit there for a day? Or do you want to sit there for 40 seconds? It's just a matter of patience, really. So I should be asking you the question, how patient are you? That's more of a question. Anyways. Let's see here. And we got an actual other question. Would you recommend using Blender Sculpt Mode or ZBrush with Blender? You know, I've done minimal work with sculpting. I did a little bit for that couch thing and other places, and I haven't used ZBrush before. However, from what I've read and from what I've heard from people that do it a lot, ZBrush is infinitely better than Blender's sculpting system. I don't know the exact reasons, and I'm sure people in the comments could tell you why, but yeah, I mean, ZBrush it's the industry standard for a reason. It's like, would you recommend GIMP or Photoshop? Always Photoshop. It's just, I mean, it's no contest, really. It's the better option. It's like, it's a dedicated sculpting system. That's just what it does. So it's obviously going to be a lot better than really anything Blender can do, pretty much. Anyways, off topic. Is that an Aeron chair? Jealous? Yes, it is. In fact, this chair that I'm sitting on. Well spotted, sir. Yeah, it's an Aeron chair. They cost like, if you're in America, I think they cost like $500. Over here, it costs $1,200 because of shipping, I suppose. Shipping a chair costs a lot of money. But I got it because I was having back problems with any other chair I ever used, and this one is supposed to be like the standard. It's by Herman Miller, the design group, yeah, it's awesome. I haven't had any back trouble pretty much ever since, except for that incident which I talked about in the podcast where I was washing my cat and then my back broke or whatever. But I don't think that's related to the chair, really. I think it's because I slouch whenever I watch TV. But anyways, yeah, it's a cool chair. Oh, another question. This one's cool. I'm interested in visual effects. Almost all studios require Maya, but I really like Blender. Do you think that Blender may be future in visual effects? Should I learn Maya or stay with Blender? No, you should just stay with Blender. Stay with whatever you're comfortable with. It used to be a thing, like they would, what they do, when you would go to a studio, it would like be required, like you must know this piece of software. But from what I've heard from people, it's very, very common for them to just basically mishmash a whole range of different softwares. So they might use Maya for the animation, they might use, and the rigging, and ZBrush for the sculpting, and then Mari for the texture painting, and then they might use Blender for little parts of it. Like people that I've spoken to, they've said that in movies, like they'll use Blender for things all the time, like just for tiny little things. Like they'll just quickly pick up, drop a program really quickly. So, like this is what Bjorn Leonard said. He said that knowing the knowing a certain software, that can help. like it can help you marginally because it means that that first week or two that you're there, you might not, yeah, you won't need training on it. But other than that, not really. Unless you're working in a very small studio with like say 4 or 5 people and you all need to be using the same software because you all need to be collaborating with each other. Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a problem anymore. So use whatever you're comfortable with, and like far more important is your portfolio. Like they're going to hire you for that, not for your software knowledge, basically. So yeah, done. What sort of monitors do you use? Is color reproduction super important? It is sort of, yeah. Yeah. Like for example, when you have a scene up and running, and like for example, I'll do my screen share again. How do I do this thing? Screen share. I just did it. How do you? Aha. Yeah. So for example, in this scene that I just had up here, this is why it helps to know the your color data, basically, like your monitor. So for example, on the monitor that I'm looking at right here, this scene has a, you can see the side of the cabin there, and you can sort of see the detail in the trees, and that's the level that I want it. However, on the monitor to my right-hand side, it's a lot brighter. Like the contrast is increased and everything like that. So if I was working and I only had that monitor there, then I might, turn those colors down, or I might, to try and get things working. Like if you're working on a very dark scene and you want to get the levels just right, it really helps to know that you've got the right levels. So how do you know that the monitor that you've got is the correct levels? You get yourself one of these. I can't pull it. Hang on. Oh, and I'm not even on the thing. I'm doing screen share. Turn that off. Okay. You get yourself one of these. Now, this is my desk. It's very messy. You see that? That is called a spider. So what you do is you stick that to the screen like that. You hang it from the screen, and then it does like it sticks like a color cube in the way, and it just like tests all the colors of your monitor. It takes about 3 minutes, and then once you've done that, you will have the correct color data, because it will then load that color space into your system, and then it will work. So now the monitor that I'm on right now, I know that this is the accurate color. So that means when I post something online, like before when I didn't have an accurate monitor reading, like some people would say, oh, it's too dark, or it's too bright, or it's too something else, because I didn't really know what my levels were in comparison to everyone else. But if you know that you've got it correct, then you know that for everyone else it's going to be, pretty much spot on. So it helps. So I recommend like monitors, like just pick a brand that I guess is like, this one's BenQ, like I guess they're a pretty good brand, but I think it's more important is your that you get yourself a color calibrator. There's like some monitors which are ridiculously expensive. I don't know what that they're like used by color professionals. I guess they've got like million colors or something else to it, and they're like thousands of dollars as opposed to like 100 or something. I don't know what those are, but I'm never going to get one, I don't think. But anyways. I'm new to Blender. Thank you for all your in-depth tutorials on your site. I'm currently working on my first job for a client thanks to you. Oh, well, you are welcome there, Neil. That's good. All right. Okay. Okay. Anyways, I think as I said, this whole thing was to try out Google Hangout. So what I'm going to do next week is I'm going to do a proper one on my actual channel, not this one, which I just started as a fake one. where people can ask me some questions for like an hour or whatever. But that'll be like posted everywhere on Facebook, Twitter, email, everywhere. So everybody will know about it. So there'll be a lot more questions, and maybe I'll even do a little, I don't know, some tips or something. I'll do something. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. But anyways, this was a test to see if it works. So thank you all for joining me. It's been very, what do you call it, helpful. So when I do it now, I know how it works. You can enter in questions and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks for joining the test. I'm going to turn it off right now. Thanks all. Bye. I can't actually click it. Oh my goodness. It doesn't work. I'm clicking it, but it's not working. I'm forever trapped in the call. Maybe if I just close